It's Luke Howard live at lunchtime. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the wonderful round of applause. Thank you. So used to the round of applause on this show, I really ran. Hello, welcome to Britain's brightest, best radio show. It's 12:30 and it's Wednesday the 27th of January and it's great to have your company as always. Monday to Friday, 12:30 to 1:15, keeping you company, of course, at these very strange and mysterious times, which is what I'd like to call it. I could put it in any other better way, couldn't I? I couldn't put it in any other better way. It's great to have your company today, and if you'd like to get in touch with the show, here's how you can get in touch. You can text a word. No, you can't do that, sorry, no, but you completely I keep forgetting that. I do that every time, you know. You what? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do it every time. It's GaryJHoward68@hotmail.com, or you can use the other email, which is 345-457@student.hrc.ac.uk. You can also find the show on Instagram. It's the Luke Howard fan page, and I must say, you can also get in touch with the show by using hashtags, which is hashtag Luke Howard, hashtag Luke Howard live at lunchtime, and hashtag Luke Howard live. Great ways, of course, to get in touch with Britain's best radio show. Now, I've had a message from Jamie now. Where's Jamie from? North Wales. Another person who listens, another Welsh viewer from North Wales. He got in touch with the show to say that, Luke, the show is fantastic this week. You're keeping up the good work. Great shows, great music, great choice of tunes, great interviews. Thank you for that wonderful message. Thank you. Okay, so coming up on the show today, we are talking some real good news today, because the other night, I don't suppose you actually saw, there was a programme on Monday on BBC One about Katie Price's son Harvey. Now, I want to talk about this because it's a documentary about her autistic son Harvey, and I found this really interesting because it's very interesting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. And National Day is today, by the way, just to get this bit out of the way with, it's a library shelfie day, which I think has got something to do with a library shelf, and it's also chocolate cake day today. Woo! So if you are celebrating that today, like I'm sure I will be, because I shall be making one sometime today. Well, that will be. I haven't got time to make cakes. I don't have time to make cakes. I'm so busy. But yeah, it is chocolate cake day today for the ones who do like it. So the 27th of January is those 2 days. Okay, so we'll get rid of that now, because we are talking contactless now, because they're saying that it could rise to £100, apparently. So, what? Seriously? But we know it's already £30, but now they're saying it might rise up to £100. So that's a bit peculiar, really, to be honest with you. I mean, I've never thought of that. I mean, they should do it, really, because a lot of people, they always think when they put it on they can't do it. You can't do it. You have to put it in the slot. So now they're saying that they're going to rise it up to £100, which I think is a very good idea. So it's better if people could just tap it, which is quite good, because the limit of a single payment at the moment is £30, and using contactless technology could rise to £100, more than double the current limit. Now, the COVID pandemic has led to large amounts spent via contactless payments, either using cards or devices such as smartphones. It has also been less than a year, though, since the limit has been raised by £30 to £45. Now, the Financial Conduct Authority, which is the FCA, they said it will consult shortly on a change in the rules. It's also important, though, apparently, that payments regulation keeps pace with consumers and merchant expectations. And the regulators said, though, that recognising changing behaviour in how people, I think it's to do with paying as part of the wider consultation, is going to shortly be seeking views. I think it's on amending their rules. Am I right there? It's something like that. But it's also to allow for a possible in case in a contactless limit to £100. And I think it's a good idea for them really to be doing that, to be honest with you, because I think they should be doing that. which I think is a very good idea. But the use of it is by consumers, and it hasn't risen sharply in recent years, with more services apparently adapting the technology, and most shops are going to be offering it as a very good option. But the protect workers and consumers have been during the COVID outbreak, and in case to current limit. And we don't really talk about COVID on this show, but I didn't actually know that this story was linked to it, to be honest with you. But I'm glad that they've actually mentioned it on the show. But it's also to protect workers and consumers during it, and an increase to the current limit of 45 quid. Oh, it is 45 quid. I thought it was 30 quid. But the latest local figures have shown that the number of contactless payments had fallen compared with the pre-pandemic levels, because lockdown measures did hit the use of pubs, restaurants and public transport. However, there was a 16% increase in the total value of contactless payments in the UK back in October last year, and it was compared with the same month a year ago. The latest data was from UK Finance, which represents banks, which also showed a lot about it. And if you've got any stories you'd like to tell us about that, do get in touch with the show. We'll be so happy to hear from you. We really, really would. Okay, so I want to talk about, this is what I want to do. I want to talk about a programme that was on telly the other night. It was on BBC One, am I right? Was it on BBC One, was it? Yeah, it was on BBC One. It's very, very good, actually, and I'm glad Katie Price has actually opened up about this, because I think it's a brilliant idea. She done the right thing here to do, because it was a bit, I am right. It was a BBC documentary following reality. I am right. It was a reality star, Katie Price, and her disabled son, Harvey. They had been positively received after airing on Monday. Now, I did actually see this, and I did think it was a very good programme, very good idea for her to do this. Her and her Katie and Price and her son Harvey and me. It charts the difference the pair face as they enter in adulthood, including crucial decisions over long-term care. Now, previously told on the BBC, the decision was to move Harvey to a specialist college, which was terrifying, to be honest with you. And it was terrifying for him to go down there and have a look at it. But it's a 5-star review, and it said the documentary was showed hidden deaths. The paper's TV critic Carol Mingley, she said it portrays the ferocity of mature, okay? It was mature love, and it was presented in a Price and a new, more meaningful light. Now, the contrast in her public policy as a former glamour model, she was just a mother who was fighting for her son, and it was whose special needs are so. I think it was complex and middly wrote, which is a very good way of when she wrote it, because I think she actually wrote it herself, and it was a sense of a charity, which I think it was to do with supporting families with complex disabilities, and it had been contacted by many parents in a similar position since that broadcast was actually made. The charity's chief executive, Richard Karma, he said the programme was incredibly because, as well as highlighting the issues that parents of children with complex disabilities face, it also showed it was joyous and it was rewarding moments. Now, he is a star, though, he is, and he's an incredible bond between him and Katie. It's clear. Now, I've got a video here of them, so a recorded video. Let's just play it. I know you can't see it because it's on radio, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and then we'll talk more about it. It was filmed during 2020.
So your little lunchbox.
I love it. Cool. Happy 18th birthday, Harvey. You a man now. We are very proud of you, Harvey. Love you lots and lots. Nan and Grandad.
Yeah, do you like that?
Cool.
Things change when you're 18 for anyone. You become an adult. It's pretty predictable to know what will happen with the other kids. Whereas Harvey, it's not predictable because he's got complex needs.
I love it.
Do you love that, Harv?
Cool. Yeah.
What's your favourite?
This.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now, you better bloody look after that.
All right, Mum.
That did make me laugh, actually, when I actually watched that video at the end when she said that. But Harvey was born, yeah, by looking after it. Harvey was born in 2002 with diagnosed, and it was a septo-optic dysploma. And it's true, because it was a rare genetic disorder. And when I read this story, because I was reading up about it this morning, and it got to me, and it sparked me, and I think it was very good that she made a program about it, and it's very, very, very good. But it was affecting his eyesight with what this genetic disorder, which is what he's got, and it was well as autism and a Prader-Willi syndrome, and it was also can cause it can cause learning difficulties and behavioural problems. He is unable to control his weight and requires a 24-hour care. The realities of life was both living with and managing with someone with these conditions, and it was a well explored, which is very interesting story there. But it was also damaged paperwork all over their home, and it was younger siblings. I saw an interview of her the other day on This Morning on ITV, and she was talking about it. I watched it this morning actually. About it all, about the interview that she was talking about, and she was talking about what it has been like if a program was coming on the telly, and an advert was also coming on. So and it'd also get a bit funny towards it. But I mean, I've seen that program, and yeah, he runs upstairs and starts kicking off. Yeah, I did read that, and it was a 3-star review that did find fault in its scope. And she also said that the candid documentary was made by a long-time friend of the family, Hannah Lowes, and she said that the Acbury feel of the pre-emptive strike against media criticism was prized, and it was likely to face her sending her child away. And it was also phrased to delicate deflation of the bond between the mother and the son, and she suggested that Price might have used her platform to spell out in a great detail the challenges also faced by parents of disabled children, particularly those without their resources, despite her recent bankruptcy. Now, the Independent's 3-star review by Ed Cumming also noted that the programme didn't expand much beyond its immediate subject or push the boat out completely. Now, the content was that despite the shortcomings, the documentary effectively exploded the hidden realities of life, and as a parent of disabled child as well. The viewers was witnessed by Harvey's politeness and ethnocentric personality, and they understood that Price wanted to protect her son, but knew that sending him to place where he could learn independence and a crucial life skill would also be the best thing that she could ever do for him. Now, the 4-star review concluded as a celebrity was in element to that programme, and she was not there as a famous person, but as a parent whose diploma would be familiar to many people. It was watched by around 2.2 million people, on BBC One the other night. And it was according to overnight ratings, and she also thanked viewers for their support, which was a good idea. And she also said that she wanted to continue the conversation around the difficulties and parents of children with complex needs face. She tweeted the other night, though, that I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you so much to BBC One and the Minaro Films and the general public, of course, us, for all our support in the lead up to the Harvey and Me campaign. And the incredible feedback that night has been such an amazing journey for me and my son. And she said, I want to continue it as well. Now, EastEnders actress Daniela Westbrook, who used to be in EastEnders, but she's not anymore, she described him as an amazing young man and what a great mother Katie is. She also said, every time I see a trailer of Katie Price and Harvey for this documentary they have done with the BBC, Harvey just melts my heart. What an amazing young man, and what a great mother Katie is. She said, I love the way he cheekily says this. It's mum, exactly, my baby, which is good. Oh, and Indian Knight also tweeted saying, massive respect to Katie Price, extraordinarily brilliant mum. Sue Cleaver also tweeted. She said, beautiful, moving, uncomfortable documentary. Your decision and love shines through. Cheryl Baker also said something saying, fabulous watching Katie Price and her son Harvey tonight. Whatever you think of Katie Price's past, love her or loathe her. I love her. For the second, she said. She also said that he's a great mum and Harvey is a lucky guy to have her as a parent. Okay, I think we should leave that story there because that's just got to me a little bit. But yeah. Okay, so we're going to leave the news there for now. I think we should leave the news there because now It's 1:45, and we're going to play you some great pieces of music now. We've got the Brandenburg Concerto, and we didn't actually play this yesterday. We didn't have time to play it. We've got David Bowie, Let's Dance. I think what we'll do is, what should we do first? Should we do Let's Dance first, and then we'll do Brandenburg after? Lots more chats to come in a little bit. We're going to be talking more news, I think, in the show, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more research, but as I say, we are a COVID-free programme, so I do like to not really talk about what is going on in the world at the moment. Okay, so here is David Bowie.